Welcome everybody, and it's another competition time. This is the November macro competition results video. And I am delighted to say I am joined by a good friend of the show from the UK, Stewart Wood. Good morning, Stewart.
Hello, Alan. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much for volunteering to do this. It's a tough job. What did you think of
it? Is tough. It's very tough, yeah.
We had a rather unexpectedly high count this time. I think we had something like 50 images turned in. And the hardest part, I think, was cutting some of those out. But we ended up having to do that. I think we have 19 to talk about today. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, I'd say so, yeah.
What we've done is we put together a list of honorable mentions, which, as always, won't be presented in any particular order. And then we have the top, I think it's 11. We have the top 10 with one tie at the 9th or 8th place. We'll get to that when we get there. So why don't we get going right away and see if we can get through all of these. I'll start, if that's okay. That way you end up finishing, which is always the best way to do that. So honorable mention, not in any particular order, is Golden Leaf by James Clark. This is a lovely photograph. I think it's beautifully composed. I love the colors, the richness of it. It's very consistent with the season. There are a couple of issues with it, a couple of spots where there are distracting elements. There is a square piece of something on the bottom right-hand corner, which bothers me. I think both Stewart and I are slightly on the OCD, to put it mildly. There are a couple of patches where we also lose focus, which suggests that this was maybe a single focus shot. But other than that, it was a very nice photograph, certainly well worthy of an honourable mention. Golden Leaf by James Clark. What do you think of this one, Stuart?
I like this one. I like the composition. I like the colours. I think it's a really good shot. I like the way you got the veins that are spreading out toward the edges of the image. I said, I think you picked up on everything I would pick up on: slight focus issues, the little square distraction part. I'm not too sure what that is, I'll be honest with you. I'd have to see the high-res image to see what it is. I'd just take that out. But yeah, it's still a good image. It's very well done, so yeah.
Very good. What do we have next?
We have Maple Leaf Stereo by Gerald Holler. This one's an interesting one because it's actually a stereo image. So you have to back off a bit, cross your eyes to get the 3D effect of this leaf, which works very well. I've got to say that Gerald has done a very, very good job on the technical side of this image, getting the stereo effect, because I know how hard that can be. So from a technical point of view, he's done a very, very good job. What I would say is, moving on from this image, if he was to carry on doing this style, is to try and introduce some sort of interest into the image that can be seen once you do the stereo effect. So when you do the stereo effect, it adds to the overall image. I'll be tempted to try spraying water droplets or something onto the leaf. So you've got those individual little water droplets that you can then get into the stereo effect and have a really good look around. But anyone who's looking at the image, just have a go at crossing your eyes, because it is a really interesting technique for showing macro shots.
I agree. I must say I didn't think about adding an element, but my mentor when it comes to everything stereo is Rick Littlefield, and he designed and developed the synthetic stereo that Zerine Stacker uses, and his basic law of stereo is, if it doesn't add anything to the picture, you don't need stereo. The stereo is there to add something. And in this case, it did give that very deep sense of the leaf rolling up, but it didn't reveal anything I couldn't have guessed at just by looking at the pictures. but it's still a lovely photograph, very well executed. Great job, Gerald. Next honorable mention is a really clever one. This is Sage and Onion by Roy Walker. Now, this is probably something that most of my UK friends would recognize immediately. It's a little bit less recognizable in the US, but these are the two main ingredients of a very popular stuffing used with turkeys and chickens, I think, during the holiday season. Sage and onion. It's a lovely photograph. It really is beautifully executed. The sage looks lush, and it's beautifully in focus the whole way around. I love the shiny black base surface with the tip of the leaf reflected. The onion looks a little past its sell-by date, but not in a terribly bad way. It looks more like something other than an onion, maybe a what do they call those little onions? Can't remember. But anyway, it's a lovely photograph. What was that?
Midgets. I don't know what they're called. I mean, all I know from sage and onion is on certain people it gives them gas.
Yeah, well, yeah, I think probably most people it does, but it is delicious. Paxo is the company that makes it, or
yes,
the one that I remember.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a beautiful picture. It's a clever idea, well executed, and definitely well worthy of an honourable mention. What do you think of this one?
Yeah, I like it. I mean, on a technical side, again, it's done great. Nice soft lighting. And I also noticed that there's no scratches or dirt down on the black reflective surface, which that is very hard to get. I know that because I've done jumper spies on that type of surface, and it is hard to get it with no scratches and dirt on that. So he's done very well there. Again, I don't know if he's done that in post or whether that was in camera. If it's in camera, I'm impressed. If it's done in post, I'm still impressed because he's gone in there and took the time to clean that up. But yeah, it is a very nice image. I'm not keen on the square format. I'm taking it's a square format on yours and not just you've sent it to me.
No, it is. It's square.
But I like widescreen type formats and different like that. But again, personal choice. When I'm nitpicking, by the way, guys, when I'm nitpicking, it's because you've done a technically accurate image. Okay. So if you see me nitpicking something like this, it's because you've done a good job. Okay. But yeah, I like it, and I particularly like the texture on the sage. I mean, I'd be tempted now to do another image of just the sage and fill the frame with the sage texture. Same lighting and everything. Have a look at that and see how that looks. I think that could be interesting as well. But yeah, a very good honourable mention there. What we got next is Satellite View by Pierre Somo. I can't pronounce his name, I'm afraid.
Thoreau.
Thoreau. So what we've got here is we got a dead, dying leaf that's filling the frame. So it's good on that side that it's filled the frame. We've got no empty space. We've got nice green, orange, brown, autumn colours. I love I can see the veins as well. So, well done on those aspects. What you want to keep an eye out for when you're doing this type of image, though, is out of focus area. So if you look at the top of the image, there's a slight out of focus area. If you're going to fill the frame with a leaf, get it all in focus as much as possible. I've made this mistake so many times in the past, it's unbelievable. And also, you've got specular highlights down the bottom that are a bit too harsh. I'd be tempted to cut those down just a little bit. But apart from that, it's a good image. I like it.
I like it too. It's a clever idea to describe it as a satellite view because it does look like a village from above with the roads and what have you. But I also was off-put by the highlights in the bottom central part. That would have been pretty easy to fix, I think, with just a little diffusion. But the out of focus area at the top also caught my attention. I mean, these are when a picture is just basically good like this, and it's a good idea and it's well executed. Our eyes as judges have to go looking for these little things, and I think they held me back as well. All right,
I got to say the entries we had as well was so good that we have to nitpick to get the winner.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, moving on to the next one, Twisted Autumn Leaf by Tom Biegalski. This is potentially a winning photograph, in my opinion, but for a couple of misadventures. Let me start with the subject. The leaf is photographed absolutely perfectly with the shadow and the light is well balanced. I can see detail in the shadows. I can see detail in the highlights. I love the shape of the twig, the origin of the leaf there. I am just, it drives me nuts that the top of the leaf is cut off. The little node on the stem that would normally be the origin of the leaf. The background alone won me over. That the dark green to light green to orange and back into green gradient on the background was fantastic. It just looks exactly like a full picture should. But I could not get over the framing of the shot. That's what lost it for me. I can only guess there was something in the background that spoiled the background that would have been seen if you had widened the frame just a little bit. But certainly a very good honorable mention, but for that one issue, I'm afraid not in the top 10. What do you think, Stuart?
On a technical side, it is near enough perfect. I can't see any out of focus areas on the actual subject. The depth of field is brilliant. The lighting is great. I love it. I love it. It's just that one thing. You're so close. You're so close. Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
All right. What's next?
So we have Green Valley by Jeff Malone. I like this. I love this. I love that I'm looking at a leaf, but I'm also thinking about a nebulae in space because of the way it looks. It's like you could use it as a backdrop for the Starship Enterprise or something like that. I'm not too sure how he's got that effect, but I absolutely love it. If I was to have done, I would have gone in full frame, got rid of the black, the outside, gone in full frame, tilted it like, let's say, a nebulae and tricked you into thinking it wasn't a leaf, and then all of a sudden you realise it's a leaf. I love it. I love the green. It really is a striking image. It really is. What do you think?
I agree. I saw something completely different from you. I didn't see the nebula, though. As soon as you said that, I see it. What I do see is a lush, verdant green jungle, like a canopy from way up high. We're looking down into a valley, just like he named it Green Valley. This looks like an aerial photograph of a lush forest. It's quite captivating. The colors are so unusual. The spinachy green and then the light colors as if the sun is just glancing off the top of it. I said a lovely photograph. I don't like black backgrounds and stuff like that. That's just me.
Black background. I mean, if you go, even if you go with the nebula or you go with the Green Valley, you could go in for a widescreen shot and turn it into an actual landscape.
Yeah,
that'd be an interest. That would be very interesting to see that.
Either way, it's a beautiful shot, well worthy of an honourable mention. All right, well, that puts us into the top 10 and ties. And what do you think of this one?
Yeah, Uncommon White Oak Leaf by George Simpkins. Yeah, it's a very nice image. We've got a nice leaf that's coming down. It's got a nice swooping angle as well with nice autumn colours. It's good. Let me just zoom in because I've got a very small thumbnail to look at. Yeah, I mean, it's a good image. Again, I'm not too keen on the black background. And also, we have like a lighter patch up the top right-hand corner that I would be tempted to remove with a vignette. Apart from that, it's good. Like I said, this is very hard to judge, this contest, was the very high quality of images that we've entered.
Agreed. I like this because of the unusual shape of the leaf and the presentation. There's something about the pattern of lights and darks and even the patches of green at the end of the leaf that are interesting and focus my attention. I wasn't too put off by the background in this case because it really was a focus on the leaf. But I liked it and certainly thought it was worthy of 10th place.
Definitely.
Very nice. In ninth place is one of the more clever and also, I believe, one of the bigger missed opportunities of this competition. I love this photograph. It's Mountain Ash by Tom Oliver, and it's in ninth place. It is an ash leaf that is turning into ash because it's on fire and smoking. And it is such a clever idea, and it is very well executed. But I think too much was left on the table there. The background is really distracting. The palette of the background, the bluey greens, don't really work as well as they could. I'm bothered also by the position and the lack of importance the leaf gets by being tucked away in the bottom left-hand corner. The smoke is lovely. It works beautifully. I love the diagonal travel of it. But I think the smoke is diminished by the background. I love this photograph, and I think it had the potential, again, to be a real winner. It's a clever idea, but just those tiny miscues took, I think, just the edge off it. I would reshoot this if I were you, Tom, and try it with that leaf taking a more prominent position in the middle and fading that background a little bit. But that's just me. What did you think, Stewart?
I can't agree more, I'll be honest with you. I mean, it's a really interesting take on the competition theme. It really is. I want to contradict myself here and say this is one of those images where a black background would have worked rather than having the out of focus blue elements. I'd love to know what the background actually is, whether he could control it or not. But yeah, I can agree with everything you said. The leaf needs to be slightly more bigger, more prominent, background less distracting. Because my major concern, if I'd seen this on the camera, would be we're losing the smoke in the background.
Yeah.
And I said that to you when we were scoring these images, that this could have been a winner if it weren't for the small leaf and the distracting background. But apart from that, it's absolutely brilliant. It really is. So we're up to 8th place. And we have Salvador Dali by the Leaf Miners by Julian Davis. And this one, it's a leaf and it's a Salvador Dali painting. Now, you have to forgive me, I forget the title of the painting. Can you just remind me what it was? Because when you look at the painting and look at this image, you'll see the painting in the leaf. It really is interesting the way that it's shaped. It really is interesting. So it's like a kind of a 2-in-1 image. It really is. And so you look at the patterns, you look at the shapes, your eye is constantly looking around this image, because even if you don't see the Salvador painting in there, you're still looking at all the intricate details within this leaf. It really is an interesting image. I would have put a little bit more space just on the edges, maybe. That's just me personal. Again, we are really nitpicking here to pick a winner. Okay.
I agree with everything you said, but having the added space, I think, would make the image a little more coherent with the painting, because the face in the painting is out in the middle of a big expanse of sand or whatever. This could have been, I think, also give that sense of scale. It's a beautiful photograph. Anybody who can look at that leaf and say, "Oh, that looks like that Salvador Dali painting," has got points in my book. Very clever.
Yeah, definitely.
I love it. Great job, Gillian. Salvador Dali by the Leaf Miners. And the next one, also in a type 8th place, is Sunstar in Autumn by Ralph Richter. This is, if I may be excused for using the word, a cliche of a photograph that automatically was putting itself at a disadvantage by being a cliche, yet has pulled it off so beautifully that I think he wins at the end of the day. This is a lovely kind of a greeting card photograph, but he has done it so well the combination of getting that sun star in the middle of the leaf. The theme is the dead leaf, and it's one leaf, beautifully done. The clouds, the moody atmosphere, but probably the best thing of all is I look at this and I know it's an arm in a coat holding a leaf, but I'm not distracted by the arm or the hand at all. It immediately becomes irrelevant next to the leaf. It was just a very expertly done, very competently executed photograph. I like it a lot. I would absolutely buy a greeting card that had that picture on the front. What do you think, Stuart?
Definitely. Can't agree more. The fact that you can see the arm and the hand, but it's in shadow so that your eyes get pulled towards the leaf. And that's what I was on about before, where your brightest area needs to be the interest that's in the frame. And that's been done perfectly in this image. Yeah, I mean, I can't quite tell if the horizon is straight. There's something slightly off by it. That could be me. It could be me. Okay. Apart from that, I think it's brilliant. 7th place. This is One Leaf, One Fish, a Leaf Miner collaboration by Julian Davis. And was it a parrotfish, I believe?
That's what I saw.
Yeah, parrotfish. If anyone knows what a parrotfish looks like, you'll see it in this leaf. If you don't, go and Google it quickly, then come back and look
I'll
at
put
this
a picture of a parrotfish in.
You can see the parrotfish, you can see the mouth, you can see the eye. And again, this is one of those leaves where you're looking around all over the place because there's texture and interest everywhere on this leaf. I absolutely love it. It's well deserved to be in 7th place here. I would prefer to have a more out of focus background slightly. Again, that's personal choice. Again, okay, nothing wrong, just personal choice. But I mean, once you see it, you can't unsee this parrotfish, can you? It's
Absolutely not.
What do you think,
I saw
Allan?
it the second before I looked at the title. I saw this and saw that looks like a fish, but it's beautiful, and I actually love the background. I think the background is indistinct enough for me not to really know what it is, but it looks like water. It looks like an underwater scene. Gillian, these are two brilliant photographs, well conceived, and you have a wonderful imagination. Congratulations on a great 7th place. In 6th place, I love this photograph. This is a beautiful piece of work by Julie Botts. It's called Rim Light. And I'm not exactly sure what kind of leaf it is, but this is a very clever way of lighting and showing a leaf to full effect. The rim lighting and backlighting together just make this such a clever and atmospheric picture. I love the highlights and the shadows. Everything is in focus. You don't have any lost detail anywhere. Yeah, this must have taken a good while to set this lighting up. But it's masterfully done, beautifully composed, plenty of room around the subject. You're just going to have to take my word for it. The only reason this is in 6th place is because of the next 5 pictures you're going to see. But that's a beautiful photograph. What do you think, Stuart?
Yeah, I mean, if you squint your eyes, it almost looks like it's a flame with the colours and that. Yeah, I mean, it's beautiful. It really is lit very well. There's no highlights popping or anything like that. It is really well done. The background, it's dark, but it's not black. Okay, there's like a gradient from the top left down to the bottom right, which is very, very nicely done. Very well. Yeah, well done, Julie. It really is deserving 6th place. Yeah. So 5th place, we have Leaf on a Whetstone by George Simpkins. And this one, I mean, it is a really interesting image. I love the fact that he's inverted the use of the water droplets. So normally you'd have the water droplets on the leaf, whereas they are actually on the ground and the background rather than on the leaf, which I think is great. The shape of the leaf, the colour of the leaf is all brilliant. We got the texture of the leaf, which I absolutely love. I can only pick one fault, and that's on the left-hand side. It seems like it's highlighted brighter than the leaf. and
On the
my eye gets
background.
drawn. Yeah, my eye gets drawn to the left. So whenever you're doing any type of stuff like this, just remember it in the back of your head. The brightest part needs to be the subject, so your eye goes straight to the subject instead of wandering off. Apart from that, I think it's a brilliant image. What do you think, Alan?
I agree with you. I was not put off by the background. I love the little water drops. I think they're secondary. They come to me after I've looked at the leaf. What does bother me ever so slightly is that hairpin shadow on the right side of the leaf. I don't know what that is, and that my eye keeps going back to that. That there's it looks like the letter C on the right, on the left hand side of the leaf as we look at it, just above the middle vein.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I can see.
I don't know what that is. It seems to be moving in the wrong direction. Is it a shadow or is I don't know.
I'll be honest with you, I never really spotted that, to be honest with you. I get distracted by the water drops on the left hand side.
Oh, there you go. So the water drops served their purpose in that case. This is a great picture. Well worthy.
Well done.
Fifth place. Well done, George. In fourth place, this is a beautiful photograph. Full Floater by Allan Lyle. This is lovely. The use of the water, the reflections, the clouds, which you can see up in the top left, is a perfect backdrop for this beautifully colored leaf. That the meniscus around the leaf just looks really vibrant, and you can imagine this thing floating down the stream or puddle. Absolutely gorgeous. The colors are perfect. The balance is great. Focus is perfect. Framing. That's the one reason that I think this probably ended up outside of the top three was the fact that the tip of the stem is going off the page. That framing thing is it's probably more my problem than Allan's, but it was a nice photograph, beautiful photograph, but for that one flaw. What did you think, Stewart?
Can't agree more. So I mean, it's a beautiful image. The reflections is brilliant. So Allan, I would get this into your editing workflow, and it's called Border Patrol. When you finished an edit, go round the border, and if there's anything intersecting that border, fix it. Yeah, like I said, this only landed in fourth place because of that stem being cut off. That is it. Apart from that, you got a beautiful image. Really is nice. I mean, I love the fact that he thought about putting it into the water to use as the background. That is really ingenious. I wouldn't have thought of that.
No.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree completely. All right.
Okay, so in third place, we have the last one on the Barbary Brush, but Not Lonely, by Ingolf Kuntz. Being an inset macro photographer, I really appreciate this image. I really do like it, because we've got the primary subject, again, is the leaf. It's well photographed. It's all in focus. The background is nicely blurred and blown out there, so there's no distractions. But we also have photo bombing aphids in this image, which is really well done. Really well done. I like it. I really like it a lot. And we got the branch coming out the corner. I'm an avid fan of things coming out of the corner. So if you're going to have an angle or something on your image, I like them coming out of the corner. And it really is a great image. I really do like it. What are your thoughts, Allan?
The same. I mean, it's one of typical of this photographer's work. You see it at first blush, and it's a nice photograph, and then you start seeing all the Easter eggs that he's hidden around. The aphids climbing on the spines they're lined up perfectly. They're acting just like aphids. And the whole thing feels like the end of the fall, and there's one leaf left, and all the aphids in attendance. The technical aspects of the photographs, I love the diagonal that has been abbreviated. It's perfect because of each of these spikes is pointing at a corner,
Yeah.
It's a very symmetrical, kind of pleasing photograph to look at, with each of these thorns having its own statement. I love this photograph. Technically perfect, colors are great, background's great, framing is great. And finding this at the end of the season with those aphids is just, I must have taken you some hard work, Ingolf.
Mm.
Well done. Very, very worthy third place. Now, I have the honor of introducing our second place, our silver medalist this month. And this is Elegance in Pink by my friend Rashid Al-Samati. This is a lovely photograph in almost every sense of the word. It's clever, it's surprising, it's unexpected. The water drops make it, but also the balance of color, the rose color and the subtle pale yellow. It's just a beautiful photograph of a leaf that speaks volumes in just one frame. You talk about getting picky. I have to say that the only thing that held this back from me voting this to be the winning photograph was this one smudge of out of focus area at the beginning of the stem. And that is about as picky as you can get, because I thought this photograph was masterful. It's absolutely beautiful. But that one, when you're putting a photograph this good out there, these are the things you need to look for. That's it as far as I'm concerned. It was a beautiful photograph that would have been at the top of the top had it not been for that one oversight. What do you think, Stuart?
I absolutely love this photo. I think it's absolutely fantastic. This is the type of photo that you would have as a print on your wall in the kitchen or something like that. It is really that good of a photo. And again, you are very, very nitpicking, which we have to do because we had to pick a winner. But it was tough. It was a tough call between the top three as to which one to win. And this one, I really do like it. I can't say much more. Well done. It is a fantastic image. I love it. I suggest you put this into a print store somewhere, is what I would suggest. Definitely. So the winner for this competition is Leaf Lace by Skip McCormick. This is an absolutely fantastic image. I really, really love this image. I've got nothing to really nitpick about this because it is so good and there's so much detail. The colours are beautiful. The erosion in the leaf of all the patterning is like, it's mesmerising. I'm kind of speechless, to be honest with you. This is really, really a nice image. You're looking all over. There's no one place that grabs you. It's just all over the place. You're looking at all the detail. It is fabulous. It really is a well-deserved winner in my eyes. It really is. What do you think, Allan?
The same. I was really taken by this image. I'll echo what you said though. The choice between the top three for the final order was really, really difficult. But I must admit, the photograph has such a painterly type of feel to it, and it is so in my face. I look at it and I'm gripped. I can't tear my eyes away. What leads me through this photograph are the colors, the changing colors. It takes me from the bottom left to the top right, and then you follow these branches out as if you're looking at an interesting map.
Yeah.
It looks like a weird landscape.
It's something different as well. It's not something you usually see. So, it's really good on that end of the fact that, something's here that we've not seen before,
And I really respect how somebody can look at this leaf and then think, this is a photograph, just needs to be fashioned out of it. It's wonderful. I'm so happy that Skip showed us this one. It's a very worthy first place winner. Don't you agree?
Yeah, 100%. It is well deserved. So well done, Skip.
Well done, everybody. Certainly our winner, Skip, and Rashad, second place, and Ingolf in third. our top 3 this time around. Stewart, thank you so much for your time. It was very generous of you at the last minute to step in. We'll do this again next year at a time that is more to your choosing, and we'll have you pick the topic for the next one. Fantastic. Well, everybody, be sure to check out Stewart Wood's channel on YouTube. He's continuing to produce some of the best macro photography content on YouTube, and you definitely need to check him out if you have not. Stewart, thank you for your time.
It's been a pleasure to do this. It's been real fun, so thank you for having me.
Thank you.